Welcome back. And Paul, our next topic is one that we've heard a lot about in this community, transportation. It's been a lively topic in Parry Sound. Council, just before Christmas, started a pilot project where you had a bus run, correct me if I'm wrong, but was it a Friday and a Saturday for 2 hours each day for 2 weeks?
That's correct.
What happened? What were the results?
Well,
I guess I should explain. It was a bus that circulated around the community, and it was the first try at public transportation of Parry Sound. Is that right?
Well, I understand that historically there had been some efforts, many years ago, where a private bus company had tried to make some things work that, at the time the community just wasn't ready for. The trial before Christmas was a twofold thing. It was a thing particularly on the mayor's behalf, where he was trying to show that we were committed to giving this an honest try and doing investigation into the prospects of providing that service. And at the same time, we were able to get some preliminary idea about costs and numbers of users. Leading up to Christmas, the weather what it was, I was rather surprised that the numbers weren't greater. As I understand it, in those 4 days there were about 135 or 40 people who made use of the bus in town, which, as I say, I was surprised that the number wasn't higher. But on the other side of the coin, it wasn't. It was put together fairly quickly, and I'm not certain that everyone's seen the advertising, and certainly the schedule and the route probably wasn't to everyone's liking.
So was it not a success, or was it?
No, I wouldn't say that. It was done at a minimal cost. It did provide us with some information. Certainly through the North Stars chat room, I got directions or had discussion with different people about the pros and the cons, and suggestions about schedule changes and route changes that would make it more user-friendly for seniors, especially in the community. So I wouldn't say that it was a total loss. It was, it's something that had to be tried, and hopefully it'll provide us with some ideas to how to go about it better in the future.
So what are some of those ideas? What's next? Is a bus possible in a small community like this?
I'm not, first of all, I'm speaking from a personal perspective here. Council hasn't made any decision on that. I expect that out of the think tank that was done a week or so ago, that there'll be a focus group. I'm sure there'll be one with respect to transportation, and some further thought and conversation as to how best to go forward with this. Back in the election campaign, Jack, you'll recall that was one of the questions you posed to those running, and I maintain that the biggest risk that for the users and for the public at large here that we face with this is twofold: cost to the taxpayer and the prospect of potentially putting private entrepreneurs out of business and not providing a sufficient enough service. I don't want to see either of those things happen.
The other side of the transportation issue is the disabled who don't seem to have a private service if they're in a wheelchair or have other equipment.
That's true. There has been work going on. Lakeland, the residents at the hospital in Belvedere Heights do have vehicles available. They are discussing, up until this point at least, those vehicles have only been, as I understand it, available to their patients and residents, and they're trying to find a way to make that service more broadly available.
Do you see a role for Parry Sound there?
Well, I guess that depends on where that where that goes. I'm not sure whether they'll be successful in, offering that service to the Friends, for example, or let alone, private individuals. If they are, and they're able to provide that service with the system that's in place there, I don't think that we need. The town certainly doesn't need to be in control of that. If they're not, then certainly we're going to have to look at what role, if any, we can play in providing that service to those people.
Thank you, Paul. And again, we'll be right back with another topic and a few questions from the public.